Guys, another week, another cool hack. Today I'll be guiding you on how to use the Linux terminal. It's basic commands and that will help you navigate. This is because whenever you are switching into Linux from maybe Windows or Mac, which are not that into the terminal, you'll find that you require proper knowledge whenever you're navigating the terminal. For programmers, this might be as easy as 1, 2, 3, but what if you are stuck in Windows? You've been from Windows 7, Windows 8, 8.1, so on, and you want to install something in your new Linux system. Most of them are not visual based. You have to master the terminal. You have to be able to navigate itself, install, list the type of files that are there, ensure that you have the proper permissions. That is when it comes to the root permission. For example, in this case, you find that certain files can only be accessed by administrators. You've seen this in the cases of Windows whenever there is a pop-up that is prompting you to allow administrative access to certain things. And that's what I'll be doing today. So let's start. The first command, and the most important of them all, is the list files. You need to be able to list files whenever you're in the terminal. That is because whatever folder you are working in, you cannot work in that folder without proper knowledge of whatever files are there. To list commands, you use ls, and you can see, for example, I'm in my tutorials folder. These are the folders and the files that are there. You notice that some are highlighted, like this one, global, and some are different colored, and some have an extension. So how can you truly tell what folder, what file is what and what is what? Maybe it's a txt file or something. Is it read and write? Is it an executable? To do that, you use the ls command, and in this case you can see that, for example, in the global, this one, you notice that it has a D. It means it's a directory. You notice that all of them are read and write except videos. In the case of videos, it is not read and write for all users. That is why you can see there's no W here and there's no W here, but it is still a directory. You find that ulemc.ovpn, this is not a directory. It is, however, a read and write file, and it also shows you the data that was created. In case there are hidden files and folders in the same directory, you can list them by using the ls command, and in this case you find that these two were not listed in the earlier segment. Now you are in this folder, you want to go back a level higher or into another folder. So let's navigate into maybe videos. To navigate, you use the change directory command and then the name of the folder that you wish to navigate into. As you can see, it has already navigated into that folder, and that is our current working directory. You can also confirm your working directory by using the print working directory command, and it will show you that you have successfully navigated into your videos folder. Now maybe you have a video you wanted to delete. How can you know what video it is? You don't have a listing. You can use the ls command or the lsl command, and you can see these are the videos that I have in here. Maybe I want to remove maybe unknown.mp4. To delete a file or a folder, you use the rm command, which is a very risky command because if you are not sure of what you are deleting, you can delete files permanently and recovery can be somewhat tricky. So I will delete the rm remove command unknown.mp4, and now when I list my files again, you should notice that unknown.mp4 is no longer there, as is in the case here. Now you want to navigate back into the folder you were originally in, maybe into your root directory. How do you do that? Use the cd space ... and you're back. You can print out the working directory and it's there for you. Now if you wanted to maybe create a file, a directory, let's create a directory called what? YouTube. So you use the make directory command and your folder. When you list the files, you notice that YouTube is already there. Now you want to navigate into YouTube. cd YouTube, it shows you are in YouTube. You want to go back, and now let's clear this one out. Let's say you want to delete a folder, which is very different for when you are deleting a video. Let me show you. You notice that it tells you it cannot remove because YouTube is a directory. So how do you delete directories? Use the rmf YouTube. It still refuses. Why? Maybe it has noticed that there is something that has been created there, or someone else is navigating into the same folder. So to remove YouTube, you simply write -rf. R is for recursive, meaning that it should force the change, and now your folder name. And when you list it back, you notice that YouTube is gone. So for instance, let's look at intro. Intro is the same, is my list of commands that I wanted to look at today. If you want to view a text file, there are 3 commands that you can use. You can use cat, you can use less, and you can use nano in the case that you are opening a text editor within the terminal to make changes. So let's use cat first of all. As you can see, cat lists out the entire contents of the txt file and exits, in that it provides you with this. Now let's say you do not want that, you just want to simply view the text file. That is where less comes in. Notice that for less, your command line is not appearing anywhere. Simply the contents of the txt file have been displayed, and that's it. To exit from this, you simply press Q on your keyboard and you are back. And now the final one, nano, which is one of my favorite editors. If you nano a text document or any document, it simply opens into editing mode. So you can notice, maybe I can add something like, let's say this is fun. Now you notice at the bottom it provides you with the basic navigation shortcuts. This small arrow indicates that if you want to use maybe get help, you press Shift and G, exit Shift X. So now, since we've made changes to this txt file, what do we do now? We make the changes. We write out this option. Sorry for that, it's Control O. It prompts you, do you want to maybe change the file name or something? No, in this case I'm comfortable with that name. And after that, you can simply Control X to exit. So let us look into our intro, and you notice that this is fun was clearly written into the folder. Above all else, the most important part of the terminal is the help command. The help command, maybe you want to use photorec. There's a video I posted about photorec, a recovery tool for any missing files. The link is below, kindly check it out. So in case you want to use photorec and you do not know the proper instructions, you simply write photorec help, and it gives you the basic information about photorec. Now you might find that this is not truly helpful for you, so what do you do from there? Do you Google it? No, there's no need for that. Simply write man photorec, and it provides you with everything that the author designed the software or the tool to perform. You can simply scroll with your navigation keys in your keyboard, and that's about it. You notice that for the case of photorec, it's a complete tool, so navigation and all the help facilities are within the tool itself. Finally, let's look at it again. you find that maybe you wanted to, well, I've shown you how to create a folder, a directory. What about when you want to create a file within the folder? So let's clear this up. Let's list our files. So let's create a file, a folder, YouTube. Let's navigate into YouTube. Let us list all the files, including the hidden ones. It has none. So let's create maybe a txt file. To create a text file, you simply touch tutorial.txt. You clear and list your files, you find that tutorial.txt is there. So if you want to view the contents, let's use cut. You find that there are no contents. So maybe you want to add something into the same folder. There are two options that you can use. You can always use echo, where you want to echo, let's say, and you want to echo that into your tutorial.txt. Now we can cut our tutorial.txt and check up. You see, echo successfully works. Another option is to open your favorite text editor. In my case, I used the Nano text editor. So you want to delete this one. You want to save it using Ctrl O to write it out, enter, and then Ctrl X, you exit. Let's clear this one up. Let's use the less tool to view. Yes, you can see it has successfully changed the contents of your folder. Let's exit. I hope you have also noticed that in the process I have used a tool called echo, where echo is simply something that you enter whatever you want to display or maybe to write into a file, and it does exactly that. So let's say I'm echoing. This is the end of the show. You notice that it repeats the exact same thing into my terminal window. And this is how you use echo and the greater than sign to write something into a folder quickly without having to open the folder or the file. And echo, we can also use the help pages. Sorry for that. Man echo. You notice that this one is a little bit more detailed in comparison to Photorec, because Photorec is a completely independent tool. Yes, so let's exit. Use cd double dot, list your files. Let's clear this one up, and now let's try removing YouTube again. You see, I have neglected to add the recursive and the force. So what happens? Tells you it is a directory, it cannot remove. Let's retry the same with recursive. You notice that it is gone. And the final thing that I can show you is about checking the mode, whether or not you have access to these specific files. Notice that I am root user. So let me create maybe touch user.txt. After touching the same user, now I'll exit out of my root. Let's clear this one and list the files. let's navigate into this. Let's list the files. You notice that user.txt, which was created by my root user, is here. So what happens when I try to access the same file but I'm not root? Let's use nano user txt. At the bottom, you notice it tells me the file user.txt is unwritable. Why? This is because whoever created the file was the root user, and since I am not the root user, you can also check the who am I command, and it tells you that you are not the root user. So whatever files the root user creates, anyone else with less administrative rights cannot access these files. You can also use the lsl command to check, and you notice that user.txt is labeled as root, which means only the root user can access, delete, or even edit that file. So thank you very much for watching. Kindly, if you subscribe, share the channel, and always reach out to me in the comment sections or even in my website. These are the commands. I will share them in the comment section and even in the description of the file, and kindly feel free to look them up, check them out, and you might find them surprisingly helpful.